What's going on, baseball fans? Fun one today. We're gonna tier all 30 MLB stadiums. Now, I've been to 14 of them, so almost half, so I can speak to my personal experience for a lot of them, but some of them, I'm just gonna have to use what I've heard, what I've seen on TV. Six tiers here. We're not gonna worry too much about like one through five, like putting them in a specific order, but by the end of this, I want to feel good about six separate tiers. So we might rearrange, but let's get started with American Family Field in Milwaukee. It's a stadium I have not been to. Milwaukee is a city I haven't been to. I still need to go to Wisconsin. I've been to 43 states, still never made it up there. Old stadium, good fan base. I feel they got the slide in the outfield that looks like a lot of fun. They do have light problems when you have day games. It looks insanely bright in there. Um, I'm leaning on the lower end here. I do love the slide, and they have a cool mascot. They have a great name, maybe the best name in baseball, the Brewers, because they brew a lot of beer in Wisconsin. But we'll rearrange as we go. But my initial instincts are saying it's going to be at the top of the bottom half. Next up, we have Angel Stadium, another stadium I have not been to. You got the geysers, I believe, in the outfield. I think there's a waterfall. I'm trying to remember exactly. I know there's water in the outfield, but the rest of the stadium seems very boring. Um, Decent view, but not much, I'm pretty sure. Angel Stadium might be in the bottom five. We'll see as we go, but pretty low expectations for it. Chase Field, home of the Diamondbacks in Phoenix. I've been outside of this stadium, but it's a dome, and I have not been inside. I've been to Phoenix a bunch of times, but I've never been there in the summer to catch a game. Um, domes are domes are tough for me. They have the pool in the outfield. Players celebrate in sometimes. Pretty cool there, but from what I've heard, not the greatest stadium. And I'm thinking 21 through 25 for this one. Again, we'll revise a bunch. Busch Stadium. This one, it's an outdoor stadium. I have not seen a game there. I have just like put my head through the gate, so I got like a pretty good view of it all. Pretty iconic stadium. Had some pretty legendary moments there. Um, some people really like this park. I think it's pretty simple though. I'm gonna have to put this. I'm thinking 11 through 15 for this one right now. City Field. First park I've actually watched a game at here. Um, Good fan base, fun vibe there. They have outstanding food, which I'll take into consideration for the parks that I've been at. If they had good food, they'll go higher. Bad food, they'll go lower. If I haven't been to the parks, obviously I can't factor the food. Um, Nothing too insane about it though. Kind of thinking it's a mid-tier park, and it's kind of in a somewhat hard area to get to. Um, yeah, I think this is going to be 11 through 15 or 16 through 20. Citizens Bank Park. I have been to a game here, just a regular season game, and it was absolutely rocking. They have top five fan base. Um, sure, the fans and just the Philadelphia vibe pulls this up, but it is a very, very gorgeous park as well. And I think it's going to be in the top five, at least 6 through 10. But I'm jealous. As a Washington Nationals fan, I wish our stadium and atmosphere was a little bit more like Phillies. So we have the Oakland Coliseum here. I will just rank the Coliseum and not their stadium in Sacramento or the future stadium in Vegas. Um, I was lucky enough to go to one of the last, I think it was like the fifth to last game in the Oakland Coliseum. I went to Japan and I was just meant to fly back through San Jose. So Tokyo to San Jose, back to DC. But my flight was delayed like 8 hours. So I was like, I think I can sneak in this day game to Oakland. So I took the public transit out there. It's a day game. There's no one there really. Um, but it was really cool. Like I went up to the top rows of the stadium and the view of just the California landscape is incredible. And you can see the bay out on the other side. Um, and so much history in that park. And it's a goddamn shame that their selfish owner and their just city and state government couldn't find a way to keep the athletics in Oakland. Probably the saddest relocation I've seen so far. Oakland losing the Raiders, that sucked a lot. Yeah, St. Louis losing the Rams, but something about the Athletics being in Oakland, it should have always been that way, and it's just really sad. But iconic stadium, super old, so much history there, though. I love the green. Got the band in the outfield. Really cool tradition. I'm thinking 6 through 10, but it could go 1 through 5. We'll see where I stand on some of these other stadiums. Next up, we have Comerica Park in Detroit. I have been inside this stadium. I've not been in for a game. They were like setting something up when I visited Detroit, and it was like closed. But I asked this worker, I was like, "Can I just step in for like 5 minutes? I'd love to kind of check off seeing the stadium." You got the car in the outfield, the Chevrolet. Um, Very big ballpark. A lot of good. You want to be a pitcher here. You don't want to be a hitter. Um, it's okay. It's nothing special. I'm thinking 16 through 20. Next up, we have Coors Field. Been to Coors Field like 10 or so times. Lived in Denver for two baseball seasons. 2024, I went to, I think, two games, but 2025, I went to probably like eight. And it's a great ballpark. You got the mountains in the back, generally like really good sunsets, great weather in Denver in the summer. Um, Good vibe. Baseball team's terrible, and it still like was a lot of fun to go to baseball games there. So I can just only imagine if they start winning again, then they'll really have something there. So Coors Field could be top five, definitely 6 through 10. Great park. Dodger Stadium. Have not been to Dodger Stadium. I've got some thoughts on this one. So it's the biggest park. It's like 50,000. Um, Very pretty backdrop. Very old stadium with the light yellow and blue seats. Really pisses me off how empty their stadium is for like playoff games, and often they're at 5 p.m. local time. People can't get there in time. I understand that, but it was just driving me crazy to see like NLCS games where there's like 10,000 seats empty in the third inning. It's like, my goodness, they are so spoiled out there. Um, but we're talking about the ballpark and not just the fan base shouldn't really factor in much. And it's a pretty, obviously, it's an iconic park. I'm thinking 6 through 10 or 11 through 15. I would take Coors and the Oakland Coliseum over it. So I'll put it there for now, but it could get moved up. Next, we have Fenway Park. Fenway, I've been to a couple times. Not going to beat around the bush here. Incredible. Green Monster. Pesky Pole. Um, some of your views suck, but fans are so good. Feels like you're back in the like 1900s when you watch a ball game there. Um, Fenway's great. And next we have Globe Life Field, home of the Texas Rangers in Arlington. Have been to a game here as well. It's one of the newest ballparks on this list, if not the newest. Um, it's really nice in there. They had pretty cool food options. Feels it doesn't have the charm of like an old school baseball stadium, obviously. But I think for building a new stadium, they did a pretty good job, and I think this feels right in the 11 to 15 range. Next up, we have Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. I have been to this one as well. I really like how Cincinnati has the football and the baseball stadium right next to each other, right along the water. Best location you could possibly have it. Really fun ballpark because it's very small and there's a lot of home runs. Um, I like it. I like it a lot, and I'm gonna have this 11 through 15. Maybe some would have this 16 through 20 or 21 through 25, but I was a big fan of what I saw out of Great American Ballpark. Next, we have Guaranteed Rate Field. I have been to this game. It was like rainy 10 years ago, maybe, long time ago. I'm gonna have to put this in the bottom tier. And I love White Sox fans. Something about you guys like not just pulling for the Cubs and like sticking to your roots if you were raised a White Sox fan. I respect the hell out of that. Great color scheme. The name's cool, but the stadium's just so bland. It's just green seats. There's no interesting features. Might be the worst stadium on the list. Next, we have Kauffman Stadium. I just went there this past summer. Saw them play the Blue Jays in August. Very small stadium. I was surprised how old it was too, how old it felt. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. I You have the water in the outfield. That's always a plus, but just felt really small, and I don't know. It just felt like kind of a weird place to watch a game. Um, Torn between. I'll put it 21 through 25 for now, but it might get dropped, to be honest. Next up, we have a Lone Depot Park in Miami. I have not been to this stadium. I have been right outside of it. When I stayed in Miami, I ran over there, so I've seen the outside. And what I did see on the outside was the huge feature that they put in the stadium when they initially opened it in outfield. The ugly, colorful, I don't even know what you'd call it. It spun when they hit a homer. That thing was awesome. And I don't know. I guess like people were making fun of it and they got all sensitive about it, but it made the park unique. And that taking that out alone drops them a whole tier. Um, Seems nice in there though. Nobody goes to the games. I'm thinking 21 through 25 right now. And are the fan if they had an outstanding fan base, would it be higher? Maybe. 'Cause maybe I'd be watching more Marlins games and the appeal would be higher, but just from what I've got so far, I'm gonna have to put it there. Next up, Minute Maid Park in Houston. This is actually another one that had an amazing feature that they got rid of that's going to drop it down a whole tier. They had the hill in the outfield. Took that away, I would say, at least a decade ago now, but that was really cool to see growing up. Center fielder running back there, like trying to track it while he's running up a hill. Um, Made baseball fun. They do have the train tracks in the outfield. It always looks good when a homer goes out to left field there. It's a pretty cool shot. You have to go dome in Houston. It's like the hottest place, one of the hottest places on earth. um, I think it's a pretty good park from what I've seen on TV. And I'm thinking right here, but now this tier is full, so I'm probably gonna have to shuffle some stuff around. Next up, we have Nationals Park, the park of my favorite team, diehard Nats fan. Hasn't been good lately. Since the World Series, we've had no success, and I don't think it's going to happen here in 26 either. We won't spend $1, it appears. Um, it's not a bad park. Like, it's like pretty new-ish. It's a perfectly fine place to watch a ball game, but I feel like it has no interesting elements about it. It's probably better than Guaranteed Rate Field, but it's definitely in the bottom or the second to bottom tier. Taking all bias out of it. I'm gonna put it in the bottom tier. It's just how I feel. Like I've been to Nats Park a bunch and I've been to Coors Field a bunch, and two completely different feels in that stadium. Also, a beer at Nats Park is the most expensive beer. It's like $14. Just not what you're looking for. Next, we have Oracle Park in San Fran. I have not seen this stadium, but one of the most iconic. You got the bay in the back if you can launch one far enough. Really fun shape with the outfield. This is easily a top 10 stadium. Trying to decide. I think I'm gonna put it in 1 through 5 for now. Maybe it feels like it's like 5 or 6 is where I'm guessing this will come up, but really fun stadium there. We had Oracle Park there. Now we have Oriole Park, another black and orange team. I didn't realize how similar that was until now, but I've been to Oriole Park a couple times. Camden Yards is great, a lot better than Nats Park if you're just a neutral viewer and want to watch a baseball game in the DMV. 6 through 10, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's not a top 5. I would put Oracle above it, but it's one of the better stadiums in baseball without a doubt. Next up, we have Petco Park in San Diego. Been to San Diego, was in the winter. So it's an outdoor stadium, and it's got to be super hot there in the summer. I mean, you still got the ocean breeze hidden a little bit, but um, beautiful park. Like got like the sand area in the outfield. It looks like a really fun place to watch a ball game. I love San Diego too, as a city. I almost moved there instead of Denver. I'm gonna put it in 6 through 10 right now, but could go to the top 5. We'll see. All right, next up we have PNC Park, another ballpark I have not been to. Have been to Pittsburgh. Haven't even really seen the outside of it, to be honest, but pretty incredible skyline. People say it's the best in baseball. It's got to be a top 10 park. It's hard for me to put it in the top 5 since I haven't been there, see it myself. I'm going to put it here for now, but we'll see. Movement will happen. Progressive Field, Cleveland. Have not been to Cleveland, have not been to this ballpark. You got like a big wall out in left field. Seems like a pretty boring park, in all honesty. Good fan base. Not the best park from what I've seen on TV and from what I've heard. But it's not horrible. I feel pretty good about 21 through 25 for Progressive Field. Next up, we have the Rogers Center. I have not watched a game here, but I've been in the hotel that is attached to the stadium. So, like, it's pretty cool. If you go in the hotel, there's like this dining room area. And in the dining room area, there's these windows that overlook the stadium, like in the outfield, basically. Pretty cool environment. Definitely wanted them to win the World Series last year. They have such more deserving fans than the Dodgers do. So that was really disappointing. But it's a dome. It's a pretty simple dome. Got the blue seats. No like crazy features. So trying to take the fan base mostly out of it, I feel pretty good that it's like 16 through 20. It's a pretty average ballpark, I would say. Um, Only a few more left. We've got T-Mobile Park in Seattle. I went to a game here when I was a kid. Really, really nice park. You got a retractable roof. It's almost always closed, though. I guess Rogers Center is like that too, actually. So credit to Rogers Center. I might move that up, actually. We'll see. But T-Mobile Park's probably a little bit nicer than Rogers Center. Um, I feel good about it in the 11 to 15 range, but I've got too many teams in there, so we're gonna have to move one down. Let me just get this out the way. Wrigley Field, right there with Fenway. Those are the top two parks. Those are the top two oldest. It just feels special when you watch a game there. Um, I don't think I need to get into it too much more. Target Field in Minneapolis. Seen the outside of this one. Have not been to a game here. Kind of seems like whatever. Doesn't like I can't like just watching on TV. There's not like many like things I remember about it, to be honest. Um, for that reason, I'm gonna put in 21 through 25, but might get bumped down. But Minneapolis is really good sports fans. So respect to you guys, especially Vikings fans. Tropicana Field, St. Petersburg. Well, this is good. So they don't play there anymore. And unlike Oakland, who doesn't play there anymore, they shouldn't play there anymore. This is actually was the worst stadium. The ceiling was so low that the ball would hit it sometimes. Terrible fan base. Ugly, ugly view. It's like dark in there all the time. This is the worst stadium in baseball, so that's an easy one. Next we have Truist Park in Atlanta. I have not seen a game here. It seems like a nice park, but nothing too great about it. You got the Chop House out in right field. Um, the Chops is really cool, even though I hate it as they are the Nationals' rival, a rival to us. I don't think anybody in baseball would consider the Nationals one of their rivals, if I'm being honest. Because we're a newer franchise with not super obnoxious or super devoted fans. But anyways, Truist Park seems pretty average to me. Um, thinking here, thinking here right now, and then we just have one more Yankee Stadium. Have not been to Yankee Stadium. I was meant to go to a game there the same weekend I went to Citi Field, and I just kind of bailed on the plan. It was pretty stupid. I need to go there at some point. Bronx is pretty rough. Um, Obviously, you have a lot of history at Yankee Stadium, but people say that the old Yankee Stadium was better. Um, really small stadium, which is fun. I like those ballparks where you have a lot of offense. But I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of because they're the Yankees that it's super cool. All right, I'm gonna put it there, and now we gotta do a little rearranging. So I need to drop one of these into the bottom tier. Um, it won't be Kaufman. Kaufman's not that bad. I don't know what to do with Lone Depot Park because the fans are the worst fans in baseball, but I feel like the park isn't a bottom five park. I don't think I can move that down. And then I haven't been to Chase, Progressive, or Target Field. Um, hmm. My instincts are saying Target Field. Like I said, I've seen it from the outside. It's kind of whatever. You also have a corporate name, which a lot of them are, but not all of them. So maybe that take you down a little bit. Although Chase Field and Progressive Field are also corporate, so ignore that point. I just got to pick one, and I'm going to go with Target Field. Sorry, Minneapolis. You guys would definitely be 26 for me if I was putting them in a specific order. Now we need to move one down into 21 through 25 from 16 through 20. City Field, Comerica Park. It's definitely not the Rogers Center. Rogers Center might need to move up. Comerica might be Comerica. I like the Chevy truck in the outfield, but it's not the most aesthetic stadium. I think that feels like the right thing to do. Shout out Detroit though. Hope you guys. I really want to see Detroit win a sports championship soon. Um. Okay, so now, I mean, I'm considering moving Rogers Center up, but we need to move. You know what? Let's do this first. Let's move one into the top five. Fenway, Wrigley, without a doubt, go there. Citizens Bank. Maybe I need to drop Citizens Bank. Oracle's good there. Man, there's some good parks. This is a solid top nine. Like, I feel like there's kind of a pretty big line here between these and then the next ones. Um, let's go with PNC Park. Everyone says it's incredible. I haven't been there, but it really does seem awesome, and I like the color scheme of it all, the golden bridge in the back. We'll do that. We need to move one up here. Feels like maybe Dodger Stadium, maybe T-Mobile Park, maybe Yankee Stadium. Those feel like the ones that make the most sense to me. Um, mm, let's go with Yankee Stadium. Try to put my bias aside. I hate the Yankees, but and I don't know. It's tough because obviously the fans and the history make a lot of it, but really cool atmosphere at Yankee Stadium, one of the best in baseball. So I'm gonna put that at the bottom. That would definitely be 10 for me. Okay, and now we just need to move one of these down and maybe move Rogers Center up. Um, of the ones I'm considering bringing down, it won't be Dodger Stadium, it won't be T-Mobile. Minute Maid's pretty cool. Globe Life. I think people are going to hate this, but I'm putting Busch Stadium down. Just from what I saw on the outside, I didn't think it looked that cool. Sorry. Do I want to move Rogers Center up? Retractable roof. Is it better than any of these parks? I feel like people might be mad at me for having Great American Ballpark above it, but I think I like it better. I do. I like the all outdoor games, the small park. Is it better than Minute Maid? Probably not. Okay. All right. This is my tier list. I'm going to stick with this. Again, these are not in order, 1 through 5 here. This is definitely not how it would be, but these are my tiers. Sucks to put Nats Park in the bottom, but just kind of how I feel about it, especially the beer prices. So let me know in the comments what your top 3 favorite parks in baseball are, your top 3 worst parks, and what your number 1 park on your bucket list is right now to get to in 2026. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. If you could drop a like as well, that would be amazing. We're going to have a lot more sports content coming your way, as well as traveling content. Right now, I'm here in Uruguay and going to be traveling around all of South America. So please hit the sub button. It means the world to me. See you guys next time.